Welcome, story lovers. It's time for Storytime Africa Tales. Listen closely, relax your mind, and enjoy today's story. Today, we journey to the heart of a lush, green forest, where the wise and clever tortoise lived. Now, Tortoise wasn't the fastest creature, as you know. But his mind was quicker than the swiftest gazelle. One year, a great famine fell upon the land. The sun beat down, the rivers dried up, and food became incredibly scarce. All the animals grew thin and weary. One day, as Tortoise was slowly making his way through the parched land, he overheard the squirrels whispering about a magical place. A place in the Sky Kingdom where there was a great feast every single day. The problem? It was only for the birds, the creatures with wings. Tortoise's stomach rumbled. An idea, as bright as the midday sun, began to form in his clever mind. He approached the birds, who were preparing for their daily flight to the Sky Kingdom. "My dear feathered friends," he began, his voice smooth and persuasive. "I have been chosen by all the land animals to be their representative at your great feast. I must come with you to speak on their behalf." The birds looked at each other, confused. The majestic eagle, their leader, stepped forward. "But Tortoise, you have no wings. How can you join us in the sky? That is the easy part." Tortoise exclaimed with a confident smile, "Each of you can lend me just one feather. With these feathers, I will fashion my own wings and fly with you." The birds, moved by his words and his seemingly noble mission, agreed. Each bird plucked a single, colourful feather and gave it to Tortoise, using sticky sap from a rubber tree. Tortoise carefully attached the feathers all over his shell and legs. He looked like a strange, multicoloured, walking patchwork. When he flapped his arms, he could actually lift off the ground. As they flew towards the sky, the birds were amazed. Tortoise was a wonderful storyteller, and he entertained them with funny tales and clever riddles all the way up. When they arrived, they were greeted by the Sky People, who had prepared a magnificent feast. There were mountains of yams, rivers of palm wine, and piles of sweet, juicy fruits. The Sky People's host announced, "Welcome, our winged guests. As is our custom, please tell us your names so we may serve you." One by one, the birds announced their names. "I am Eagle, I am Parrot, I am Dove." When it was Tortoise's turn, he stepped forward grandly, his borrowed feathers rustling. He declared in a loud, clear voice, "My name is all of you." The birds chuckled at his strange name, but thought nothing of it. The host of the feast smiled and said, "Let the feast begin. This first and most delicious course is for all of you." Before the birds could even move, Tortoise waddled to the front and began to eat. "Wait," cried the eagle. "What are you doing?" Tortoise paused, a piece of roasted yam in his hand. The host said this food was for all of you. "That is my name. Therefore, it is for me." The birds were stunned into silence. The host, bound by custom, could not argue. So Tortoise ate the best parts of the first course, then the second and the third. Each time the host announced, "This next dish is for all of you," Tortoise would claim it and eat his fill, leaving only scraps for the hungry birds. Finally, the birds had had enough. Angry and betrayed, they surrounded Tortoise. "You tricked us," they chirped and squawked in fury. One by one, they took back their feathers, plucking them from Tortoise's shell until none were left. Now, Tortoise was stranded in the Sky Kingdom with no way to get down. He looked down at the earth, which seemed so very far away. He saw Parrot, the only bird who still felt a little sorry for him, preparing to fly down. "Parrot, my friend," he called out, "please do me one last favor. Go to my wife and tell her to bring out all the soft things in our house, all the cloths, leaves, and grasses, and pile them up, so I can have a soft landing when I jump." Parrot agreed and flew off. But Parrot was still very angry about being tricked, so instead of delivering the message as asked, he flew to Tortoise's wife and said, "Your husband commands you to bring out all the hard things from your house, the stones, the mortars, the hoes, and pile them up in the yard." Tortoise's wife, trusting the messenger, did as she was told. From the sky, Tortoise saw the pile growing, and, thinking it was a soft bed of leaves, he let go and jumped. He fell, and landed with a great crack right on the pile of hard things. His smooth shell shattered into 100 pieces. He didn't die, but he was in terrible pain. A medicine man happened to be passing by and, taking pity on him, carefully gathered all the pieces and glued them back together. But the shell was never smooth again. And that is why, to this very day, the tortoise's shell is a patchwork of cracks and patterns, a permanent reminder of the day his cleverness turned into greed. Thank you for listening to our story today. We hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like this video and subscribe to Storytime Africa Tales for more stories from the heart of the continent. See you next time.